Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm going to do a little update on my dahlias. I did a previous video on how I stored them, how I dug them up last fall and stored them over the winter. I did that on October 6th and I've had them stored in my cold room at about 10 degrees, just stored loosely in these wood chips. Now I'm coming to check them today. It's January 17th. So what's that, 3 months later, and they're really shriveled up. And you can see I've got a little bit of mold here and here, and a little bit on each one of these. This one is faring a little bit better. It still has some plumpness to it, so that's good. These ones, I'm not 100% sure if they're going to regrow. So this is my experiment. What I'm going to do right now is clean them up. I have to trim off. Oh, I should have got a harder knife. I'm going to just discard these ones that have the mold growing on them because I don't want that to spread. So after I do that, this one also, doesn't help if I drop it everywhere, does it? And there's a big one right in here. So my plan is to just follow these along. I'm going to try and repot these up later on in the spring. This one's got one too. So I'm going to do that for all of these, and then I'm going to try and rehydrate them a little bit by spraying water. Let absorb some water a little bit. Well, I'm going to let them dry before I put them back in wood shavings. And then I will do that throughout the winter, and when I go to pot them up this spring, we'll see which ones take and grow. See you later. Hi everyone, welcome back. Today it's dahlia time. Time to wake up my tubers that I put into storage last fall. If you'll recall, I had dug them up, shook off the dirt, and I just stored them in wood shavings in my cold storage room over the winter. Now having a look at them today, which is it's February 28th. Tomorrow is March. They don't look great. They look pretty dry and shriveled up. I'm not 100% sure that they are going to do anything. Actually, this one feels a bit better. It still has some plumpness to it, to the tubers. Oh yes, I can feel there's still moisture in there. These ones are really quite dry, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to soak them in some water, just a plain old bucket of room temperature water, and I'm going to leave them in there overnight so they're fully as hydrated as they can get before I plant them in soil tomorrow. So check back with me again tomorrow. All right, it's the next day. It's March 1st today in my zone 3/4 area of the world. So I soaked my dahlia tubers overnight, and well, this is them. They're just wet, but they've absorbed moisture. Look, I've got a couple of more robust bulbs here. So I'm just going to put them in some regular potting soil. I'm going to put a little bit of shake and feed in there, some plant food, just all purpose. A small handful in each one. The intent here is to just get them started, get them sprouting so I can have earlier blooms. I don't want to wait until August and September to see these bloom. So let's see, what have I got here? It's my pink petticoat. So my big one's going to go in there. Yep, and we'll put this one in here. That one will go there. And that one will go in there. So they need to be, the soil needs to be coming up just underneath the stems here, so just so that your body of the tuber is just barely covered. So that means it's going to have to be sitting up about here. So that means a lot of extra dirt in there. So I'm tamping it down so that we can get some soil in between the little air pockets that are in the tuber, because you want them all tucked in nicely. All right, that one's good. So what I'm going to do is give it a little bit of water. While they're at this stage, you don't want to keep them too wet. It's okay to even let them dry out because you don't want them to rot. They're at a sensitive point in their lives here. Once they start sprouting, obviously you can water them more. Once these have sprouted and the weather is warm outside, I'm going to plant these straight away into the soil in my garden. Thanks for joining me. Bye.